Now, in this video, I want to talk with you about how to shift into the state of the wish fulfilled in seconds. I'm sure you watching this video, you have learned a lot about Neville's teachings and you have understood that, shifting us into that state of the wish fulfilled when we want to manifest something is a key component, because the state of the wish fulfilled is a state that does exist, that right now is unoccupied, and by us identifying ourselves with that state within, by us making that new state alive, also that state will become a very natural, a very habitual state that is certain to us, and then it's expressed and mirrored back in our world. So there are many ways for us to shift into a state, right? It can be an intention, it can be the decision, it can be imagining a scene that anchors us in that state, right? You hear me say this very often. What's another very good way for you to shift in that state, actually just within seconds, to identify yourself with the wish fulfilled state? That's exactly what I want to share with you right now, and here it is. And this is a question from Neville Goddard that you can use to ask yourself to shift in that state. And the question is this: what would it be like were it true that I embody that state? That I now embody that state? Right? How would I feel? What would it be like? Would it be true? You hear lots of woulds and what would it be like and all of that, but the key why we use that is simply because it calms the rational mind, which can't understand that. How can this be right now? There is no proof of it. My world does not give me any confirmation, so how can this be true? But you're playing the supposing game, right? Suppose this would be true for me in my life. Suppose I would have this. Suppose I would have been this since the last 3 months. What would it be like? How would I feel? How would I see the world? Right? How would I feel? And in response to that question would come a feeling that corresponds to the end. Learn then to think from that end. Though reason denies it, though everything denies it, you occupy that end. It's now. You're investing in it. And these will become real within your world. Okay? Key point. I want to quickly go through that statement from Neville here, and then I will give you my conclusion. But this is really a question that you can ask yourself. And then when you ask yourself this question, and you can test it with me right now, you can test it after this video, but really ask yourself, okay, in my world right now, there is absolutely no proof that I have my desire. There is no evidence at all. My reasoning mind has no reason to believe at all that this is now there. But suppose I could just, do a magic spell, whatever fun way you want to use to calm the rational mind and give it allowance to even start to feel in that, right? Because usually we have conditioned ourselves to not even allow ourselves to feel into certain states anymore. So suppose this would be true, right? What would it be like? We don't have to believe it. Key point here, right? You don't have to believe as a prerequisite in order to manifest it. It's more so that the belief grows by you identifying more and more and more with the wish fulfilled within. But it's totally fine if right now you can't believe. Like, I couldn't believe back then when I had no money at all, when I, had the desire to change something, to do my own thing and all of that. I had no reason to believe this because there was no evidence of this at all. Everything spoke against it. People even challenged me and said, hey, why don't you just do this? Like, that's safe. Why don't you just do this? Like, you already know this. Why do you want to do this? This is so hard. Are you really sure that this will work out? And all of that. Right? But this is when you have to play this opposing game, right? Suppose I would be that. What would it feel like? Right? If I would allow myself to give myself permission to actually conjure that feeling, that state, to let it arise within me, right? Because we've suppressed it so long. And again, in response to the question, when you ask it, there is a mood. And that is the mood we want to catch, right? The mood will come up. Oh, that is what it will be like. And it can be neutral. It doesn't need to be euphoric. But that's the mood that we want to catch, right? And then we want to think from that mood. We want to basically nurture that. We want to basically, again, like a spider that spins the web, we want to be the one who dwells and dwells and dwells in the wish fulfilled, so it becomes certain and normal to ourselves. Right? Because again, reason will deny it. Everything around us will deny it. But we still go to the end. We still know that this end state does exist. Otherwise, we couldn't even imagine it. And it exists where? Within you. When? Right now. When does it exist? Now does it exist? Where? Right here, right now, within yourself. And then it will become real in your world because you have occupied that inner state. So you can, within seconds, adopt a new attitude, right? A different attitude, a new viewpoint, a new sense of life, a new state, a new identity. You can really try this, you can prove it, and you can practice this, right? When I walk down the street sometimes and I want to place myself conscious in the state, I ask, how would I see the world right now? How would I see people? How would I see the cars? How would I see the houses? How would I see that if I would view the world from already being this version of myself? So it's like you have on red tinted glasses, right? And you take them away and you take on blue tinted glasses, and you see the world. Oh, that is how it would be like if I would see the world through two blue tinted glasses. But that's this conscious inner movement that you do, and then you see the world differently. And as you continue to see the world from that new state, right? You think from that end, you think from it. Well, that is then how you will also actually see the world, and that is actually what you will get reflected back because you put yourself in that state. So again, the way for you to shift states in seconds is if you ask yourself, how would I see the world if that would be true? Right? At any point throughout the day, you can ask yourself, how would I view this experience from already being in my desired state, from already having achieved my goal? This is simply a powerful anchor question that can anchor you without any, it's usually not bringing up a lot of resistance because that question is so playful. You can do it so easily and nonchalant throughout the day, right? What would it be like if I would be that? What would it be like? How would I see the world? How would my friends see me? How would I feel? How would I see my friends? How would I see people around me? How would I perceive this circumstance right now? And how would I view this experience if I would already be in my desired state, in my desired identity, having my goal already achieved? And I do promise you, you will have this new mood that arises because you will see differently. And that's the mood you want to catch. That's what you want to dwell upon. And that is how you can shift within, in your inner world, within seconds. And then still might take a bridge to unfold, but within, you can practice with that question to shift quickly in your inner world. So if you need any more resources, feel free to check out my free masterclass in the resources. That's the first link in the video description and pinned comments. And if you need help, guidance, support, a system, accountability, and you want to work with me, then check out my program. That is the second link in the video description, pinned comments, where I can support you. And if you want to be surrounded by a community of like-minded people who are on their journey to manifest, you can, for only $50, join my inner circle. You find that on my website, upgradeyourlife.com. And I speak to you in the next one. Bye, guys.